And we're live. Hello, Game of Thrones fans. I'm Lady Fire Snow. Thanks for. We were supposed to start at like 9:15, but I had definitely technical difficulties. I'm definitely learning what I'm doing here. So we're just finally turning on our live stream, and we hope that somebody ends up joining us. We're just gonna probably just leave it on and talk. But Quaithe Theories finally arrived.
I'm here.
She has finally arrived with the man with no name.
Man with no name.
With the man with no name. Quaithe Theories and the man with no name have arrived. They have a lot of theories, and we love to talk about Game of Thrones. So Quaithe Theories, please introduce yourself.
My theories are way far out there. It's like you would have to have like major HBO, just like the whole HBO series time to go through all of what I have in my head.
Well, you were just saying that you rewatched. You've been rewatching
They have HBO. Thank you. Has been replaying all the series, and you watch it and you really don't listen to the talking because you're all about the action.
Mm-hmm.
And all the fun asses that they have on it.
You probably have to come closer, or they're not going to be able to hear you.
But now that I'm listening to it again, if you listen to it, you can listen to all this information about the history that's probably in the books.
Mm-hmm.
And it all kind of reminds me of the Bible.
Yeah.
I mean, if you pay attention to
the Bible.
I do.
I see a lot of similarities. I really think you're going to be too far away for people to hear you. So I think you need to move up to like here.
Closer.
Yeah. But I don't think. Yeah. You can sit right here easily.
Yeah. Man with no name just made his appearance.
The man with no name just passed by. Did you see him?
Yeah. So I think that Mr. Martin, I think he really depicted the Bible a lot on this.
Mm-hmm.
For example, what is it?
It's the other religion.
Yeah, the other religion,
which is actually comes from the Andals. So that's the 7-pointed star.
7-pointed star.
It's got another name. You know what? I should see if there's a chat. I haven't even looked.
Yeah.
Let me see how that works.
It kind of reminds me of Rome, Catholicism. It's really, so then also depicting the Bible of when John comes back to life. How long did it take him? He was dead for 3 days? And he rose on the third day.
Yes, you were talking about that earlier. Isn't
that interesting, right?
How John died and he rose again on the third day.
Yeah.
If you go back and you watch it, you realize that John was dead for a while. They picked him up off the ground. He'd already been dead there for several hours.
They locked himself in the room.
They put them in the room. He was dead for a day or two before Melisandre came in. She went back out.
Revealed she was old.
Then they came and they were going to attack, and then they, it was a lot happened. And then they went to get the wildlings.
Oh my God, that took forever.
And that was until they came back, and then they fought before they they said, "Hey, do you think you can bring him back to life?"
Yeah.
He
was pretty. I've watched a lot of people's theory about him warging and into Ghost, and it kind of makes sense. I kind of see that theory. I really do. I see when he was laying in the snow and Ghost trying to unlock the door to get to him, which could have been him. You know
what? Do you know the story about the books that you can tell them while I go turn that down? About the wargs in the books, and all of them are wargs. In the books.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. The books.
All the characters.
The characters are. They all have their own ability. Warging is one of the biggest things they all do. The character that they show doing it the most is, of course, Bran. Of warging. But I think John does it. I don't think he knew he was doing it, because he says when the Red Woman asked him, what do you remember after the stabbing? And he said, darkness, just darkness.
Nothing else but darkness.
Nothing
right?
else but darkness.
Nothing else but darkness.
So I don't think he was aware that he was warging, but for some reason, Ghost is very connected to him. This wolf,
Yeah.
he knows what's going to happen before it happens. And I think that's an important thing in the show.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they definitely are trying to show a connection, that there's a connection between them.
Mhm.
I wonder if I can go back to, I wanted to put it on because I know it's on here.
Yeah.
My saved. It's going to be in my saved.
Yeah,
And then my
Bran
favorites.
can ward.
They're all wargs
There's so
in the
many of
books. They're all wargs, but they, in a show like this, they can only, if they make all of them wargs, it won't make any of them special.
No, and I like that they each of them having different qualities.
Yes, they only wanted to give Bran the warging, but then they made him even more powerful by making him a green seer. If they made Jon a warg also, it wouldn't be special anymore.
No, I
It
don't
wouldn't
think so.
be it wouldn't be new again.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be shocking.
Yeah.
So
And Arya being the black and white, I think that's awesome how they had her and how she learned all her abilities and her skills.
that's how they introduced the different religions.
Yes.
You know, it's the different
absolutely.
religions.
Absolutely.
Which again goes back to what you were saying, the Bible.
Yes.
Goes back to the Bible. You know, I believe that in religion, we have all these different religions, but believe me, most of them are all serving the same God.
Yes.
They're all serving the same God. And I think it's the same thing in the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
In the Game of Thrones, he's showing you, George R. R. Martin is showing you all of these different religions and how they all serving some God,
Yeah.
you know, and they all think their God is the right God.
Yeah.
And in reality, most of us are all serving the same God. We're just serving him in different ways.
Yeah. And the man
Which is what the Red Ribbon
while we
keeps
were
saying.
watching it last night, the man with no name told me, have you noticed how each of these countries represent our countries now?
Mhm.
Like the Thracians,
Mhm.
they kind of represent, they have their skin color, their look, their dark hair, kind of like Middle Eastern look.
What season do you want to watch? What season do you want me to put on?
I
I'm
think,
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no,
We're going
that's
to go right
okay.
back to what you were saying.
I think the most,
You want to see season 7 since you just finished watching season 6, or do you want to go back and rewatch season 6?
let's do season 6.
Season
Oh,
6 was
actually,
the season that really took me off the edge.
Let's go back to conversation with Varys and the Red Woman. Would you know what season that is?
If you want to go see conversations, then I'll just go play lots of
Let's do that.
Varys's video.
Let's just
Unless
do
you
that.
want to watch the season, would you want to watch
No, because I want to talk about all there's really
the different
We're
characters?
going to be jumping
You
around.
want to talk about the different characters?
Yeah,
Okay,
we're going
let's
to be
do that.
jumping around, and as I'm watching it again now, I have a
we should
lot in my head, and a lot of stuff I said back in the day.
some things you said in your Quaithe Theories videos. Anybody who hasn't seen the Quaithe Theories videos, I hope that you guys will go and watch them because, you know, there were some really good, interesting theories there.
Yeah. When you really watch it and listen to it, and you're kind of like, okay, so a lot of stuff
Okay,
kind of made me change a lot of my ideas.
Because you know what? In the show, they're not going to have time to do all these wild things. They're not.
No.
If you go back and you look and you see, like, I expected in season 6, I expected them to show us the tourney of Harrenhal.
Yeah.
I expected them to show us more flashbacks
Yes.
with Bran, and we barely got anything.
No.
They just gave us this one tiny little thing in this big story I was expecting to get. And you know what I learned from that? Don't expect so much damn shit. You know what I mean? They're not
You know
going to
what?
give you
I
all
like
that.
the story.
There's not time.
The children of the forest.
I want to see more of the children of the forest.
They
I hope they give us
teased
at
us
least
with that, and that's extremely
something.
important because she, like he
Something.
said, like Bran said, you
Where is
made him, you started this, and she said, yes, I did, and he said, why? And she said, we were at war. And he said, with who? She says, with you,
with men.
with men.
With men.
All of that is extremely important,
Oh yeah.
and I wish they put more of that, and hopefully they will coming up soon after Game of Thrones. Maybe they will.
Like I said
I hope
in my
they do.
predictions video, I really do believe that they're gonna leave the Night King, his storyline, the the baby sacrifices, when he carried the baby all the way and put him on there
Love
and
that.
touched him and changed him.
Love that.
When he was walking, there was 13 of them behind them. If
Yes.
you know anything about the
Yes.
books, you know that's significant. All of that storyline, they're not gonna tell us any of that. Just forget it. If you think you're getting that, you're totally lost.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
storyline is all gonna be for the prequel.
Right. Yeah.
They've been teasing us with that story. They've been teasing us, just like I really truly think that they won't do. They will not make Tyrion a Targaryen in the show.
What do you think?
Because it was a huge reveal just last season that Jon was Targaryen. So for them to reveal all of a sudden that Tyrion was Targaryen this season, no, wouldn't even be special.
Okay.
They're gonna wait and they're gonna do a whole different thing on that. After this is over, they're gonna come and they're gonna bring something. If they're smart, and HBO's not dumb. I hope you're listening, HBO, because I know they're not dumb. You know, I'm a designer. I love watching that. I love watching how they create it, how they make it. I mean, I just would love to be in charge of building that. You know,
set design.
oh my gosh, I would love it. I love the editing. I love all the video making. I love it all. What is wrong with my YouTube?
Another thing I think that they should touch on is Uncle Benjen.
That is so weird. It's like it kicked me off of everything.
Try it again. It could be because we're using.
It could be because of Game of Thrones.
Yes. Yeah.
They're probably trying to, you know, I think we're still live, aren't we?
Yeah.
I should make sure.
But I think they
No,
should.
it says that we're live. I'm
I
pretty
think
sure.
we should. I think that let's talk about Uncle Benjamin. And I hope that they touch on that because that was a very important conversation. And Bran asked him. He goes, "You're the three-eyed raven," and Bran says, "Yes." He said, "What happened to you?" And he said, "Well, I was fighting, and I got killed by I got stabbed or whatever by one of the."
Oh, you're talking about when Benjen. Yes. Sorry.
And he said, and children of the forest came along.
Right.
And
they saved him.
They saved him. And he says, how? He says the same way
that they made him. Yeah.
So they're right now actively going around.
Let me see if I can sign in. Go ahead, keep talking.
Making soldiers. They're looking for that.
Right.
In order to make someone just like Uncle Benjamin, they have to have the heart. Remember, they thought that this human was pure at heart. And he was actually evil. I think that's what the dragon glass. Is that what they put dragon glass?
I have had that thought. That's a really good one. I think
it's.
I said that in my Bran and White Walker video.
Yes.
I was like, what is different about the fact that they put this dragon glass in this one guy and he became this evil Night King that wants to destroy?
I think it's.
And then they put it in, but remember, he was alive when they put it in him.
He was.
But
His desires were bad.
Benjen we don't know that his desires were bad. We don't know anything about who he is. All we know is that he was alive. They stuck this thing in him, and he became the Night King.
What are his desires? All we know is he really wants Bran.
I mean,
I think he wants
in the
Bran.
interview,
I don't know if anybody else thinks that that's what the chase is. Does anybody notice that that's what the chase is?
Oh, I would agree 100%.
He's after Bran.
He's definitely after Bran.
Rewatching this,
He's after Bran.
I mean, he even went to the trees. He was all about getting Bran. Because if he wanted Jon Snow, he had so many opportunities to get Jon.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, oh, he's a peon.
Oh, yeah, he
looks at Jon like
he's like, it's almost like he knows.
he's
like,
taunting him.
He's like, you again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or whatever.
I'm not after you. You're nothing. You're just over there with the people that I'm about to destroy.
Yeah. I want your brother who
like you can't even kill me, so whatever, you know.
The third-eye raven.
Yeah.
Why? What is it?
That's the missing. That's the missing key. That's the missing key. That's the missing key, right? That's the missing key.
What do you think about the theory of Bran bringing the King White Walker? I mean, I see similarities.
I don't think Bran's the Night King.
You think he warged so much he got trapped in it? I don't know.
I said it straight out of my producer video. I have no clue. I know it's something.
I just run out.
Let me tell you what I do know. This is what I said in my video. I know that it has something to do with Hodor. What happened to Hodor?
Did he die? I rewatched it.
Just the fact that when he did something, it affected the future.
It did.
So that entity, okay, look, this is what I think. Okay, this is what I think. Maybe you'll take what I say and you'll figure it out. Okay, listen to what I have. This is my observation.
Okay.
The three things that I think are going to play a role in whatever it is that's the key to defeating the Night King or pushing him back to the winds of holy winter, whatever it is, whichever one it is. It's three things. Hodor and what happened to Hodor and how the present affected the past that affected the future, whatever you want to say, okay? That. Number two, it's Benjen. Benjen Stark and what we just talking about earlier, the dragon glass in the heart, the creation of the Night King, the dragon glass in the heart, something about the dragon glass in the heart.
Don't forget.
Dragon glass in the heart, right?
He warred into the cold snow winter where they first met eyes. So he changed something there too, where they first met each other.
Benjen.
No, the White King.
Oh, you mean the first time that he met John?
No.
When he met
Bran got warned. He's walking in the snow.
Yes. Out there with all of the...
Yes.
Yes.
No one's looking at him. No one's looking at him.
Right.
He's going. He gets to the front line. He sees all the 13 soldiers on their horses.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all looking to be... They're looking the other direction.
Right.
For what reason, I don't know why they're looking. That's significant too. But all of a sudden, they all turn
And look at him.
He changed something right then.
Yeah.
And then after that,
So you're saying that he actually changed something
He did.
in that moment.
In that moment,
he was there.
They could see it. It's like they were working as well. They were looking, and the White Walker zombies were looking down, and they were all. It's like they were all working, and then they came back. And when they came back, they saw him there, and then he looked, and then all the White Walker zombies, they looked, and they all saw him. At this point, I don't know how or what happened where I think he's about to run, and he grabs him, goes back, and he's like, "You saw me." And his teacher says, Third Eye Raven says, "No, he touched you." Right. He says, I don't know. I just know he saw me. He goes, "No, he touched you." Picked up his sleeve.
Yeah, I need to play this.
And he has the mark. Right there is what changed everything. He goes, he knows where you are. But he's so important that he goes seeks him out, which is very strange. I'm like, why is he seeking him out? I think he's the only one that can defeat him. I wonder if Bran is the one that can defeat him.
I wonder.
That Bran can get into his dragon.
I think that too. I have this. I shouldn't say I think that too. I would say I want that to happen. I want to see Bran warg the Syrian.
There's
something different about the Syrian, about the fact that he had to touch him, and the fact that he is a magical being. I know he was dead, so it's kind of like Bran Stark, like you were saying.
Yes.
Benjen Stark.
Yes.
This is, if you think of the Syrian as being like Benjen.
Yes.
Okay, Benjen was able to actually do something for the good. He was actually protected Bran. He protected Jon. Why did they show us that? So I have had this hope that Bran would warg Viserion.
Because he told him.
Because Viserion,
the Third Eye Master told him, you
will fly. You will never walk again, but you will fly.
Fly.
And I know we've seen him warging the flock of birds, which is a lot more than a single bird.
Yeah,
but I think that was just a war, but he didn't even have control of it.
That's practicing.
That's why did Benjen tell him, you have to learn to control it? Why did he say that to him?
It's such a small part, but it's important.
Yes.
It's important.
I want to see, and and on my predictions video, I did not say I want to see Bran warg a dragon.
Guys, we want to hear from you guys. Please let us know what you're thinking about our conversation. Jump in, tell us, give us some more ideas.
I want to try to see how long it's been going, and I think I want to stop it and start it up again because I want to see if I need to sign in over there so we can play stuff. So, and I think it's long enough for our first live stream.
Yeah,
So
because the more I drink,
yes. So I think I'm gonna sign off for now, and I think we're gonna log back in as we talk. We'll just log in and we'll just start talking.
When I
again.
drink, I know things.
Yes, I need to drink some more so I can know things. Thank you guys. If anybody does see this later, I'm Lady Fire Snow. I really hope you guys will subscribe to my channel, because we've gotten to the point where we can no longer live stream on our phones. We can no longer do that because YouTube is starting to know that people are really watching YouTube.
Yes,
and it's going to get harder and harder for us to be able to do live streams. It's going to get harder and harder for us to be able to share content with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so please, if you haven't subscribed, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to my channel and share it with each other if you like what you hear, if you like visiting with us and you like seeing us. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll be back soon. Yes.
Your closeout.
Oh, I always have to say it. I always have to say a Valerian.
Do it.
Which one do you want?
One that's appropriate. The one that you did at the show.
The long night is coming.
Yes.
Vozes vantas amazis. That's the longest night is coming. All right, vozes vantas amazis.